We're live now. P Diddy lead now.
Says we're live. I don't see us.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
Either way, I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. So listen responsibly.
It's the best of the best. It's the one and only DJ Ice, Louisville's coldest DJ.
What we've got here is transient communicate.
Hey, good evening. Welcome to Conscious Fever here on ICE Entertainment Television and Conscious Fever Radio. I am Carl Price, your host. I'm going to get a little bit closer to this microphone so I can talk. Thanks for joining us tonight. We have a very interesting show tonight. I'm here tonight with attorney extraordinaire, Attorney Paul Mullins. We're going to talk about a few things tonight. We're going to talk about Mark Robinson. And you're talking about a lot of sort of what some news outlets would call breaking news. We're going to talk about Mark Robinson out of North Carolina. He is the conservative gubernatorial candidate out of the state of North Carolina, who is very, very extreme to the right. He's an African American man, kind of, sort of a little overweight. Let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. And he has been. There's been an investigation that found by CNN that he has actually been surfing porn sites, actually transgender porn sites. And the call now is for him to drop out of the race. And if he drops out of the race, the Democratic governor wins. Maybe some Republicans won't come out. They'll come out and vote for Trump, but probably not for him. Or some probably would be disinterested in coming out. And it may impact the state of North Carolina for the presidential race. Then we're going to talk about some very, very breaking news this afternoon. A Kentucky judge was killed. There's some type of sex thing going on down there, or at least that's what is alleged to have been going on. Judge Kevin Mullins was shot 6 times today by a sheriff in his chambers. Unheard of. Not sure what type of America we live in today. And we're going to talk about, of course, P. Diddy. We've talked about P. Diddy before. Now they've got him. There are some other things, and when we come back, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to actually relive something that you probably don't want to live, but it was so outrageous. Some of the things that the presidential candidates said, particularly Donald Trump, and that is that he said he talked about the cats and dogs. We're going to relive that tonight, as well as we're going to relive Kamala Harris's opportunity to cuss and held herself back so she wouldn't.
She did.
So she wouldn't actually say the word. So anyway, I'm Carl Price. This is Conscious Fever here on ICE Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. We will be right back.
I don't want them, no, get them all off me. Say down for L, she a cause, you see. 4 cars deep, we'll come through on a late night. Chicken spot, wings and fries, we call that a day night. Lights on, sold out, I don't have no stage fright. Knew that I was built for this forever, ever.
You are listening to Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price.
We ride dance, 10 times 10, all my friends, this for real.
And we are back with more Conscious Fever, hosted by Carl Price Esquire.
All right, welcome back to the show here on Conscious Fever, here on Ice Entertainment Television and Conscious Fever Radio. I am Carl Price, your host. I'm here tonight with Paul Mullins. And Paul, this is going to be very, very interesting tonight. Let me see if we can bring Paul in. This is going to be very, very interesting tonight. And the reason I say it's going to be very, very interesting, I know my name is all over my face, right? This is going to be really interesting, Paul. So let's just get right down and dirty with it, right? First thing we're going to do, if it's okay with you, we are going to relive. We're going to relive the... You know what I'm talking about, right? We're going to relive. Let's relive some portion of the debate. You know what I'm talking about when I say the debate?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so we're talking about that part of the debate. How many of y'all actually thought that she was really at the point of where she was probably going to use some profanity?
I sat back in my chair and I was like, is she going to say it? Is she going to call him something?
And she called herself.
Yeah.
Is that what you really think that she called herself?
She was going to call me. She called herself. She was going to call me. This motherfucker right here is what she was going to say.
Oh, she was going to say that?
She was going to say that.
Okay. Take a look at this, y'all. And then we're going to come back. We're going to come back and comment.
This motherfucker.
Oops.
Hey, it's the wrong screen.
That is the wrong screen. Okay. Not sure what happened to that. Let's see if this is it.
This. And the president at the time invited the Taliban to Camp David, a place of storied significance for us as Americans, a place where we honor the importance of American diplomacy, where we invite and receive respected world leaders. And this former president appreciate the role and responsibility of the President of the United States to be...
That's my favorite part. That's my favorite part, man.
So what do you think she was saying, Paul?
She's going to call my motherfucker.
You think she's going to just go out and...
Motherfucker. I wish she had said that. I don't know what we would have done if she had said it, but...
Well, I mean, you know, of course, the Republicans would have had a
she
field
probably
day
messed up her campaign.
in saying that, you know, look how we're putting this ghetto girl in the White House.
But he's called people so many names. Just to call him that one, it would have topped every single name he called everybody else.
Yeah, because you know what's so great about that, Paul, is the fact that she left it to, how many people watched it? 56?
She left it to their imagination.
61 million people or something like that watch it. She just left that little space for 61 million people's imagination. So whatever you think that she was going to say,
cocksucker,
she said it,
jerk.
You know,
motherfucker came to my mind. What came to your mind?
What came to my mind was I thought she was going to. I thought she really wanted to say a-hole.
I just felt Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, I thought that's what she was going to say. But Paul, let's.
Can you play that? Can we play that again?
You want to play that?
I want to play it again.
Okay, here we go.
Get this. No, get this. And the president at the time invited the Taliban to Camp David, a place of storied significance for us as Americans, a place where we honor the importance of American diplomacy, where we invite and receive respected world leaders. And this former president...
It does beg the question, like, what was she really going to say?
And this former president
You just said out of all the words I can think of, I'm just going to call him a former president. But anyway, the debate
You can look, if you look closely at her lips, she had a
Oh, I mean, she looked him up and down. But, but at the end of the day, that's about a week or two. What, about a week or two old now?
I know. But
that's about a week or two old.
It's never going to get old.
But it's never going to get old because one wonders what was going through her head at the time.
Nobody wonders what was going through her head.
We
know it was going through her head.
You think it was the word, and you just showed one where she was describing a best curse word, and she said it doesn't end with whatever.
Yes, motherfucker's a favorite cuss word, so I'm pretty sure that's what she was going to say.
Okay. Anyway, I want to talk about this just real quick. I want to mention this, Paul, that we had a situation where a Kentucky judge was fatally shot in his own chambers on Thursday. And according to the governor of this great state, Governor Andy Beshear, says, sadly, he is quoted as saying, sadly, I have been informed that a district judge in Lecter County was shot and killed in his chambers this afternoon. And that was posted on X, formerly Twitter. There is too much violence in this world, and I pray there is a path to a better tomorrow. So for those of you who actually do not know, we're going to try to see if we have an option here. Okay, so this is the judge here. The judge is District Judge Kevin Mullins. The county coroner confirmed to NBC News that he was the victim of those 6 gunshots, and it is reported that according to the Lecter County website, Judge Mullins was a judge in the 47th Judicial District overseeing juvenile matters, city and county ordinances, misdemeanors, traffic offenses, arraignments, felony probable cause hearings, claims involving $2,500 or less, civil cases involving $5,000 or less, voluntary and involuntary mental commitments, and domestic violence cases.
District court judge.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, right, Paul, he was a district court judge.
Yes.
But, man, can you make sense of that?
Not unless there's a bigger story. I mean, I don't know why.
Well, we have heard that there was a bigger story.
Yeah, I don't know why a sheriff and a judge would have a shootout in front of the courthouse. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, it wasn't a shootout. He came back to his chambers.
I think there was
There's an allegation that the judge was acting corruptly with a young female that was not related to the sheriff, but but later the sheriff assumed that maybe someone related to him was a victim of this judge.
Right.
Sexual promiscuities, I guess is a good word.
Yeah, there's a lot of stories floating around right now, I guess, to try to give the sheriff justification. It doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. Even if the sheriff thought the judge was doing something bad, even if the sheriff had a child or something that's been abused, it doesn't make it okay for him to take the law in his own hands when he's a law enforcement officer.
Right.
He's the person of all people who should know better. And if he had enough of a claim to take the judge down otherwise, I don't think gun violence was in any way, shape, or form the solution that we should use to say, oh, well, even if it's true, the judge was having sex with his daughter and she was underage. That ain't no justification.
There ain't no justification to kill. Well, emotions run high, and I suspect that it's easy for you to say that because it's not your daughter, it's the sheriff's daughter. How likely is he to plead guilty under extreme emotional distress?
Well, that's a mitigating circumstance, and of course...
Well, it's a charge as well. Right. It's assault for an extreme, but it's a class D felony, low-class D felony.
What's the assault for?
Monique, good evening. Monique says hello. Hey, remember Monique from the last time we were on?
Yes. Hi, Monique. How are you doing?
Thou shalt not kill.
Exactly, Monique. She's on topic right now. You're asking me how I feel if somebody...
Hi, Carl. Hi, Paul. Allegedly, a vigilante. Yeah, that is. I don't know how we spin that, Paul. How do we spin that?
It's not even vigilante, really. I don't mean to cut you off, but it's not even vigilante. He's mad at this judge. This is a guy who works at the courthouse. The judge works at the courthouse. They know each other. They're not strangers. He's not out to be a superhero. There's something more personal for them to have a shootout right at the courthouse steps. It makes no sense. So I'm not going to put this out as a true story, but the allegation is that the judge was having sex or had some kind of affair with a 17-year-old daughter that may have been the sheriff's daughter, that the judge allowed deputies to a deputy, to have sex in his chambers, but I'm not sure if that's true. But even if it's true, it doesn't justify the sheriff coming to a courthouse and shooting the judge under any circumstance. Now, if there's a reason that comes out, if it's self-defense or something, I've even heard that rumor that it may have been self-defense. I don't. It doesn't make sense. There's something deeper to this case.
I think it's going to be sort of hard to argue self-defense when you believe,
right?
You believe that he's done it to your daughter as well, or your female relative. Now, unless he actually caught them in the act and felt that it was necessary to shoot the judge 6 times.
Right. So the only way where I'm getting this story, so let me calm your nerve. This is not something I'm presenting as fact. These are the Facebook rumors. Like, it's reported and people report on Facebook. So you got random people like this is somebody named Lacey saying he knows the inside story, saying the judge shot at him or pulled a gun on the sheriff and then the sheriff shot back. None of this makes sense. There's a bigger story here, and I don't think it's just they were mad at each other and the sheriff thought he pulled a gun. I don't believe that. I just don't believe that the judge pulled a gun on the sheriff and the sheriff had to defend himself. I don't believe that.
You don't believe that? So it's there's.
It's hard to believe. It may be true, but
it's hard to believe. But the former law enforcement officer in me says that if the judge was behaving in this particular way, that he probably got what he deserved. Now, I know you disagree with that, Paul, but you don't agree with that?
I don't agree with that. But I think if your 17-year-old daughter is having sex with an old man, then the question becomes, did you shoot him because you couldn't get him on a rape charge? Because in Kentucky,
I think it's just rage. I think if you have a 17-year-old daughter and you have a 16 or 7, which one, 16?
She'll be 17 in January.
Yeah, she'll be 7. So she's a 17-year-old daughter. Just try briefly. Don't make it seem too real, but try briefly that you come across a situation like that with a district court judge.
I'm not going to kill somebody unless he brutally killed my child. But if this was a consensual relationship, which I don't know that it was, but if this is a consensual relationship,
he's a district court judge.
Yeah, I'm gonna be pissed off at him. I'm gonna be pissed off at my daughter. It's gonna cause a rupture in my family. It's gonna cause a rupture in the courthouse. But am I gonna pull out a gun and shoot him? Yes, I'm gonna have that rage.
I'm just telling you the rage and the emotion.
That's that's the justification, though. You're saying I'm justified because everybody else would have done this. No, you are the person who we would least expect to take the law into your own hands.
Absolutely. You're a district court judge, and
he's a sheriff.
But
you're doing law and order for everybody else all day long.
Yeah, Monique says it definitely sounds like a backstory to it. Yeah, there's some type of backstory to this. I mean, I don't know. Well, let me just tell you this: that we heard from a confidential source that maybe that's what was going on in Lecter County. You got a gun-happy sheriff, and this is the outcome. I don't know. I know it's really, really bad. Well, Paul, let's switch topics here if we can, if it's okay with you. Let's talk about
from one sex topic to another one.
One sex topic to another, but let me just say this before we get off this topic, and just say let's give our utmost condolences to the judge.
He looks kind of creepy. I'll be honest with you.
What's that?
He looks kind of creepy.
Who, the judge?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you.
Why would you say that?
He just does. Look at that smile. I mean, if
you think the judge looks creepy, you think the sheriff looks creepy? Mickey is the sheriff's name. Oh, Mickey, you're so fine, you blow my mind.
Yeah, but I don't, that judge looks way too old to be messing with a 17-year-old.
Oh, of course he. I mean, first of all, he's a judge. If she's 17 years old, she's underage, and I don't. The sex laws are kind of crazy in Kentucky when you're 17, right? But at the end of the day, it's totally inappropriate. It's totally immoral, even if it's not illegal.
Right.
And I just, Paul, you have an age limit when you date.
Of course,
right? Yeah. And so I don't know The judge is 54 years old. Wow. Yeah, it's reported that he's 54 years old. So I don't know, but unfortunately, there's a circuit court
I was
judge.
expecting to be. I don't know if he
No, he's
looked it, but I
50 he didn't
expected
look
to be
54.
39, right? 39 or 40, but good gracious.
But unfortunately,
Maybe I have to rescind my
yeah,
my
smooth
statement.
transition. She said smooth transition, Paul.
Yeah.
54-17, smooth transition. Monique.
Jesus.
But listen, yeah, she said both of them looks creepy. She said, "What's your age limit, Paul?"
You probably have to be over 39.
Can we put that on the screen? Yeah. What's your age limit, Paul?
39.
39 is your age limit?
The minimum, yeah.
Ah.
I mean,
You think every man should have an age limit when it comes to
there's a rule that
dating
we've
younger
always
women?
been taught. What is it, like half your age? Plus 7.
plus 7?
So what does that put me at 54, 27 plus 7, 30, 35?
Age limit.
I mean, I guess it all depends on what you're looking for, right?
I mean, I guess so. I mean, my age limit clearly is I can't. It's tough, and I don't want to rule out because I have this.
No,
I don't
I mean,
want to
'cause
rule out any. I don't want to rule
30 something. Let's just
Let me
go
just
with
say
30
this:
something.
I don't want to rule out any opportunities because I have a TikTok page with literally 20,000 some odd followers.
But you're not looking at the
99.9%
20-year-old followers.
women, and I tell you, they make comments that are very, very interesting because of my drive home TikTok, right?
Maybe 29.
So I'm thinking 27, 28, 29
Okay.
could be if the maturity is there.
That's
If the maturity is there. Monique says, I've seen topic to the next. Even better.
she's less. You're less than 39.
I missed the mark. But maturity is the key. I mean,
Is Monique younger than 39?
I don't know. Monique can tell her age,
you
but you're not
younger?
supposed to ask a woman
Okay, I
her
got you.
age or her weight.
I didn't ask that.
And I know you didn't ask that, but I'm just saying. But if she wants us to know, she would tell us. One sex topic. Wait a minute. What am I missing here? One sex topic to the next.
It's Renee.
Oh,
Hey,
that's
Renee.
Hello, Renee. How are you? How's your evening? We commented very much about your pictures last time, Renee. Renee, have you been to my TikTok? KP Law Live.
Because I got to hear about this TikTok every day at lunch.
Monique says, yes, I am. What did you ask, Monique?
I said she was over 29.
She's over 29. So 29 is the minimum. I mean, I think, but maturity is the key. I mean, you have to be mature. I mean, for me, you have to be mature. I can't, and I think I saw I was in Illinois this past weekend, Southern Illinois Universities, the Salukis. And being there with the Salukis, I will tell you that I saw,
She been on your TikTok?
yes, I have been on your TikTok, baby. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Hi, Renee. Monique says, hi, Renee. You've been on my TikTok. So in any case, I forgot what I was saying.
Of course you did.
Of course I did.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The next topic.
The next topic. Let's just go to the next topic. She says, hi, Paul.
Hey, how
she
you
didn't
doing,
say
Renee?
hi, Paul. She's actually said hi, sweetie.
Okay. She must be talking to me. Hi, Renee. The next topic, I can't wait for this one.
You can't wait for this one? So the next topic is our friend.
Really?
Not
our friend.
You don't think he's your friend?
Nah.
P. Diddy.
Never supported him.
Huh? You never supported him?
Nah.
What do you mean you never supported him?
He's a thug. Always has been. He dissed J-Lo. And J-Lo was my lady back, my celebrity crush back in the 90s.
Really?
Yes.
Well, here's the deal. With Sean Diddy Combs, he was arrested on September 16th, 2 days ago, on charges related to racketeering, sex trafficking, and Paul, we can do this together. Sex trafficking, and many more charges. Sean Diddy Combs. Did you know Love was his middle name?
No, I did not.
We looked at the indictment. So he has an AKA Love. In legal documents, they put an AKA for identification purposes only. But Sean Diddy Combs is currently in jail after being arrested on charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution. We know him as a rapper. He was taken into custody on September 16th after nearly a year of ongoing investigations, which included home raids and several lawsuits against him alleging sex abuse and rape. The allegations came to a head in September this month when P. Diddy was indicted on 3 charges, and a judge denied the $50 million bail proposal that his attorney put forward. In the indictment, the prosecutors alleged that P. Diddy manipulated women into engaging in highly orchestrated performances, which he called freak-offs. That also allegedly involved paid male sex workers. Per the indictment, Combs also paid the sex workers and women to fly to wherever he was located at the time. The day after he was arrested, P. Diddy pled not guilty, and his attorney, Mark Agnifilo, Mark, his attorney, told People magazine that he was disappointed by what he called an unjust prosecution already. But did you realize what they found? 1,000 bottles of baby oil, cocaine, and violence. Disturbing details alleged in P. Diddy's sex
Who's got 1,000 bottles of baby oil? What's he at a store?
Somebody, I think my barber said that they found
stores don't have that much.
They
baby
found
oil.
a lot of lube, like KY gel.
Yeah, but okay, stores don't have 1,000 bottles of anything. He's got his own store. 1,000 bottles of baby oil is a lot.
Multi-million-dollar celebrity. Combs, as y'all know, is a music icon, self-made entrepreneur, loving family man, questionable now, and a proven philanthropist. You know, he gave all that money to
loving family
Howard.
man. Who's a family man? Okay, sure.
I mean, he's got kids. He's got kids.
He's got kids, but he's a loving family man. But he's having freak-offs. Every loving family man has freak-offs, right? Right?
Yeah, he spent the last 30 years building an empire, Paul.
I believe that.
Adoring his children and working to uplift the black community, according to his attorney. He's an imperfect person, but he's not a criminal. That's what his attorney said. From what he's been charged with to where he is currently in custody, here's everything you need to know about P. Diddy Combs. Paul, it's a lot. So
what's everything I need to know?
Well, many people want to know what he's charged with. So he was indicted for 3 felony counts: racketeering, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution.
Right.
In addition to those charges put forth in the indictment, the prosecution also said that P. Diddy partook in kidnapping, forced labor, bribery, and other crimes. The same indictment alleged that he ran a criminal group that carefully organized what Combs referred to as freak-offs. Members of his staff allegedly planned events from start to finish in which P. Diddy manipulated women to join him in drug-fueled orgies with male prostitutes and filmed them to silence the victims afterwards. Planning the freak-offs, according to the indictment, included arranging travel for the women and sex workers and supplying drugs such as cocaine, methamphetamine, oxycodone, to coerce the partygoers, the people who came to the parties, into having sex. His staff would make sure to book and stock hotel rooms with the necessary supplies and would clean the rooms afterwards, while also resupplying Combs and delivering cash to the sex workers, according to the indictment. Now,
so he's just a pimp.
And of course, his attorney denied that, right?
The ladies say they were forced to be prostitutes. You know, that one's going to be unless I know more, it could be a little shaky. I mean,
well, let's talk about it, because really it's Hollywood, right? And people go to Hollywood to be stars and get attention.
Go stars, get attention, and they will do anything to get that. And that's part of the problem. And you can say, well, you're taking advantage of people who will do anything to get that, but they still have a choice to say, I ain't doing this shit. Like, you go to a party, they say, Mr. Mullins, take off your clothes, I have sex with this boy. I'm like, no, I'm out of here. I'm not doing that. And I guess to a certain extent, the people who engaged in that, I mean, not everybody would do that. That's all that needs to be said, is that I know I wouldn't do it. A lot of people wouldn't do what they did to try to get what they wanted. But so some of it's on them, but a lot of it's on him. You shouldn't put people in that position.
Yeah.
But, you know, again, if I had a son and I was talking to him and he told me he did that, I would, even though I feel sorry and I'd be mad at P. Diddy, I put some of it on him and say, dude, you know better than to go in these situations. It's like somebody forcing you to drink alcohol at a college party. Nobody's forcing you to do that.
You would put that. What did you say about putting it on your son now?
I said I put some of it on if he came back and told me that he did all that. I said, you made a choice. You could have just walked out. Unless you told me they held you at gunpoint and wouldn't let you out, which is a part. I don't know. I don't know if these are part of the facts. But, again, a lot of people go to Hollywood looking to make it big, and they all will do anything to get that. You know, the flip side is if they don't bring the charges against P. Diddy and you look at the other women who become stars, you say, oh, well, you slept your way to the top. You know, what's, you know, unless you tell me they're held at gunpoint and they had to participate, okay, but did everybody who went to those freak-offs have the same situation? Or was it a select few? I don't know.
Well, you know what? So his lawyer says that they are going to fight this with all the energy that they have, and they are taking this right to trial. And how many times have we heard that?
I don't know, but don't make a mistake. Even if these people were willing participants and they're lying about being forced, he's still a pimp. You know, at the end of the day, you selling sex to people for favors and money and all this other stuff. You know, he's not getting these people freak offs for nothing. He's got some benefit. It doesn't have to be they're paying him for the freak off, but he's trying to get contracts and deals with him. So he's just a pimp.
Well, I think
and I ain't giving him no.
Some would say that was just a pretext.
Huh?
Some would say that that it was just a pretext for him to try to get these people because he wasn't trying to get T.D. Jakes a record deal. I mean, T.D. Jakes was alleged to have been at the. Remember early on, about a year ago, they were talking about T.D. Jakes was there and. T.D. Jakes was,
But he's just a pimp. Even if he has people perform sex for T.D. Jake or whatever favors for T.D. Jake, and T.D. Jakes is cool, he's curried something from T.D. Jake, either favor or a blessing or friendship. He's curried something for him, and it doesn't matter how much money he got for it. He did that. He had people do that. He's just a pimp. Whether they were unwilling participants or willing. Even if they were all for it, I'll do anything for P. Diddy. I will even do T.D. Jakes. He's still a pimp at the end of the day.
Well, Monique, I am glad you asked. You said freak-offs, and you just made some icons. So according to the indictment, let's beg the question.
What are freak-offs?
What are the freaks-off listed in P. Diddy's indictment? This indictment was not the first time the alleged quote-unquote freak-offs were mentioned. In her November 2023 lawsuit, the singer Cassie, who used to date Combs, claimed that she was forced to participate in these freak-offs.
Okay, there you go.
Combs denied the allegations at the time. He denied a lot at the time, but he paid her off. Remember?
Paid her off.
Now, more claims about these alleged parties have come to light, including the length that P. Diddy's team went in planning them. The freak-offs began when P. Diddy allegedly lured a woman in under the pretense of a romantic relationship and used force, threats of force, and coercion, according to the indictment, to make her participate. He would organize and direct the freak-offs, recording them to masturbate to often without the woman's knowledge or consent. Drugs were allegedly distributed to reinforce the compliance, according to the indictment. Now, after a freak-off ended, Paul, and they could last a number of days, these freak-offs.
So this is what I tell my son. I actually, and this actually happened to him. I have told my son, never, ever, ever have sex with a drunk girl from a party. You just don't do it. And that's basically, you have this situation where I suppose it sounds like, from what you just said, that people are going to a party, people are getting high, they're using drugs. And so I've never been anywhere where somebody, maybe I'm special, but where somebody slipped me a drug and I was high on cocaine or meth. If I went to a party and they're serving cocaine and meth, I'm leaving the party. Okay? Most people should do that. Now, if you're forced to stay there against your will like Cassie said she was, I'm not talking about you. But you can't tell me that if he had parties with thousands of people there, that all 1,000 people were trapped there. See, I don't believe that. Some people went there to the freak-offs to be a freak.
So what are you saying?
What?
So you saying some of these people went there to really be willing participants?
I mean, have you never been to Freaknik? That's what we call them locally. Freakniks and all that stuff where everybody gets high and drunk and people do all kinds of crazy sex shit, and then they blame it on the liquor, the alcohol, or the drugs. You go to the party, you see the drugs that you don't participate in, leave the party. I told my son, if you are going somewhere and you are with a girl who's drunk, do not have sex with her. Like unless she's, I guess, a wife or something. But but don't have sex with a girl that, even if you know her well enough, don't have sex with a drunk girl. And he had an incident where one night he called me in the middle of the night and said he got this girl in his car and she's drunk. You know what I told him?
What?
Take her ass home to her parents. I don't care if she gets in trouble.
Boy, you're not letting your son grow up.
Anyway,
one of the
Carl,
things,
you just don't do it.
Yeah, I know. One of the things that P. Diddy did, apparently his team would distribute IV fluids for participating members to recover from the physical exertion and drug use. As evidence of these parties, the prosecutor said that authorities found freak-off supplies, including drugs and over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant.
1,000 bottles of baby oil, y'all.
When P. Diddy,
1,000 bottles.
When his homes in Miami and Los Angeles were raided in March of 2024. So not only did he have a supply in his home in Los Angeles, he had a supply in his home in Miami.
Right. So, again, if you go on to P. Diddy's freak off, you probably already know what's going to happen.
So let's talk about that. So,
but it still don't absolve him. He's still a pimp.
No, I understand that, but you want to make him a pimp, but it's not illegal to be a pimp.
It is illegal to be a pimp.
No, Paul.
That's sex trafficking.
No. Sex trafficking.
Human trafficking. Sorry.
Sex trafficking and human trafficking.
It's human trafficking.
Those are crimes. But being a pimp, being a pimp is just a status. I mean, being a pimp. No.
I mean, pimp isn't having women have sex at your command.
There are a lot of pimps who don't. There are a lot of poor pimps who don't have women, Paul.
Well,
it's not illegal. My point is just that it's not illegal to have a pimp. I mean, to be a pimp, not to have a pimp, but to be a pimp.
It's illegal to be a pimp with prostitutes. That's called human trafficking. If you are directing other people to have sex with other people for your benefit, doesn't have to be monetary, just your benefit, you are a pimp.
Paul.
Huh?
Monique says teach your son right.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's a gang of lube.
that's more baby oil than you'll find at a store. Number one, you can't even find 100 bottles of baby oil at a store.
Here's your question.
Yeah.
What's the difference between sex and sex and human trafficking?
It's just wording.
It's just
the same thing.
It's actually the same thing.
They call it human trafficking now, but it was called other stuff in the past. Human trafficking is what they used to call pimping, prostitution. Right. So we just call it human trafficking now, but you can't sell or direct another person to trade themselves for sex. And if he's directing people to do it, that's human trafficking, whether he got a monetary benefit or some other benefit. That's human trafficking. So he's a pimp.
Yeah, I guess. I guess a pimp would.
But he wants to be a pimp. We saw the video where he. Who was that girl?
Yeah,
Who was that girl?
I think.
Cassie?
I think that was Cassie.
Drug her through the hotel.
He drug her through the hotel, and then the indictment also alleges that he attempted to silence the hotel workers who witnessed the abuse with bribery. Listen, we talked about this earlier, Paul. And at the end of the day, he's behaving like a privileged rich man.
Privileged white man.
Right? No, I didn't say white man.
He's acting like a privileged white man.
He's acting like privileged. I don't want to say that's just only privileged white man. I mean, Don King used to do this stuff too, right? Hugh Hefner, who was white, did it at the Playboy Mansion all the time.
Hefner,
what do you think?
Nobody ever told
Hefner
Hefner he was having freak offs and got mad.
No, because it was because
he probably said, "This is what we're gonna do. If you don't consent, leave." The difference is P. Diddy was probably like, if you don't consent, you're going to stay anyway. And that's where he got in trouble, I guess, according to Cassie.
Right.
But I mean, everybody went to Hugh Hefner's knowing that there was going to be naked girls.
Yeah.
And the girls were there knowing that they was going to be walking around.
Can you answer that question? Monique, are you serious? Am I a pimp?
He's definitely not.
A pimp, being a pimp is not illegal, but I'm not a pimp.
Why do you say it's not? Okay, what do you call a pimp?
No. Paul,
what do you call a pimp?
Paul, being a lawyer is not illegal, but when lawyers do illegal things. So
tell me what you consider a pimp.
No, I mean, I consider a pimp who's somebody who claims that he's a pimp or she's a pimp, and they basically have women in their stable. It's not until they start sending these women. Hold on.
That's
It's
not
not
a pimp.
it's not until they start sending these women across state lines and sending them out there and forcing them to go out there and have sex and bring them money back. That's when it becomes human trafficking and sex trafficking.
So the difference between your statement between he's a pimp, if you got a lot of ladies in your stable, as you
And
say,
you're not doing anything.
you're
with
just
them,
a
or you're not
player.
making
You're just a player. You're not a pimp.
Yeah, you're just a player. You're not
A pimp is somebody who actually
No, I take that
tells,
back. No,
directs women to do things involving sex with
You-
other people. So if you got a girlfriend and you got a side chick and you tell your side chick, hey, my homie over here, he needs to be hooked up. I'm gonna need you to go to his house and fuck him, and she does it, you a pimp. You just committed human trafficking. Period. You might get away with it.
No. Not in the way you said that. That is not a commission of human trafficking.
All right.
It is. Let me add something to that,
Was
Paul.
it
When I
consensual?
add that she was forced to go, and it was in exchange for some money. Okay, so then that would make it.
I mean,
that's
if
a
she
criminal
consented
element.
to, you're right. There's
But
no
if she
criminal-
consented to it, there's no crime, and especially, if that. Neither am I a player, Monique. I am not a player either. What is a player these days? I remember a player from 70s or 80s or something like that. Renee is a little upset with you, Paul.
What did I say, Renee?
The mouth.
Did I say another cuss word, Renee? Dang it. My swear jar is full. I can tell you
Monique
that
said
right now.
it sounds like Q-Dogs. Listen, Monique, I'm glad you brought that up because we have a video that wouldn't play. And to my brothers of Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated, I so apologize. that video didn't play because today, because we were playing a video of brothers in our fraternity. Brothers in our fraternity actually stepping, right? Because today is Founders Day for Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated. We are 63. We are 61 years old today, unlike the men of Kappa Alpha Psi who are over 100. They're old. They're too old to run for president, but we're still in our prime to run for president. But so anyway, congratulations, listen, and happy Founders Day to all the men of Iota Phi Theta. And my apologies that the technology didn't get the video to play the video here tonight of some of our brothers from New Jersey stepping. We have all kind of footage of men of Iota Phi Theta stepping, and we just didn't. It just didn't play tonight. But anyway, but happy Founders Day to all of those brothers. They're talking about you, Paul. They are just like it said.
Sounds like cute.
Renee has left or something.
Did I use the F-bomb?
You did use the F. You used the F-bomb a lot on
my
this show.
swear jar is full. That's all I can say. You got the little swear jar at home. I don't even use dollar bills no more. I use 10s and 20s.
You dropping F-bombs. What Greek god do you bow down to? Oh, we don't bow down to Greek gods. We're both Greek. We're both D9 Greeks. We don't bow down to gods. There is this rumor that we are gangs and all of that stuff. Y'all need to leave that game. Not you and Monique at all. Not Renee, you and Monique. I'm not talking to you two. I'm talking to all these people out here who say that D9 organizations are gangs. We're not gangs. We're not gangs. We don't have A7s. Is that what they are? We don't
AK.
have AKs. We don't have any of that stuff. We just love being in the Greek and the culture, which is the Black Greek culture. We love the culture. We love the tradition. And we love to step and we love to sing. So anyway,
So one thing we talked about earlier at lunch is he was denied bail, and initially I said,
let's talk about that.
I said that. So what? He didn't deserve bail, but then I backstepped on that after I found out that he offered $50 million for bail, and the judge denied it.
Let's talk about that, Paul, because you, honestly, man, I understand you didn't have a problem with that.
At first,
and I'm
I
going to
didn't.
tell you that. At first, you did. You changed your mind.
When I found out he offered
Okay.
$50 million.
Yeah. So listen. So let's just be clear here, man. Let's be clear on something, and nobody can miss this. So this man offers to put up $50 million to post bond. $50 million. Now, I'm one of those who believe that at the end of the day, that I think that P. Diddy sometimes can be emotionally unstable, and it's probably best that he stays in the jail as opposed to getting an opportunity to maybe do something to himself. And I'm not saying that he's that type of person, but you know, when his baby mama died, was it Kim? When Kim passed away, I mean, he took it, and I guess you're supposed to take it hard when your child's mother has passed away. But I'm a little bit concerned about that. But the elephant in the room is that here you have a man that has been convicted of 34 felonies, and his bond was no way. Although in some of these cases he posted a bond, I don't think he had a bond in that New York case. He had a bond down in Georgia because he had to post it, but it was only like $200,000 or $500,000 or something like that. And here's a man offering to put up $50 million in bond, and they deny him bail. I don't get that. There's something wrong with our system. Well, maybe the suggestion here is that we don't care that you're rich. You're still black.
Black, right. So I did backtrack on it. At first I was like, so what? You know, he don't deserve bail, what he did to these people. And, you know, the allegation was that he had threatened witnesses. And even in the Cassie case you just stated earlier, that he had threatened some of the people at the hotel. Like, he's trying to take his money and flex and force all his witnesses not to come to trial. That's the argument they made. But $50 million, you know, that's a substantial portion of his estate, his total net worth. You know, is P. Diddy a billionaire? I don't know if he is or not.
I don't think he's a billionaire, but he's got a lot of millions.
Right, a lot of millions, but he doesn't have a billion. So $50 million is still a substantial portion of what he's worth. And the only reason you have bail is to ensure the person comes back to court and you try to protect the community. They could have put him on bail and put him on house arrest. They could have done anything when you have that amount of money. Heck, the state could take the money and hope he screws up the bond and get the $50 million. But for them to say no bond under any circumstances, it's like, what is he, Charles Manson? Is he a killer? No, he.
I mean,
he's not even accused
saw that
of
video. She probably saw that video and was just like, you know, and I don't think that's fair. I think, listen, P. Diddy is innocent until proven guilty.
Well, he's innocent until proven guilty.
He's
there's a lot of video out there.
There's a lot of video out there, but you know, Paul, we've seen video before. We've taken cases to trial on the news and stuff like that, and we try for a reason. People try cases for a reason.
He would have been guilty of assault of Cassie.
He definitely would have been guilty of that, but he definitely would have been guilty of that.
Bootstrapping on that, if she had claimed that he was forcing her to do stuff, people would have believed her.
Yeah, people would have believed her. I get that, but I'm just saying, I'm just making the point that he is innocent until proven guilty, and we need to keep that in mind. And we can't take emotions in mind in consideration, and we can't just let the media determine what the bail is and all of that stuff.
You wonder if this case hadn't made such a big media attention or scare, would he have been given a bond opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, he's no more, Monique, of a flight risk than Donald Trump is. So I don't get it. I think that our justice system.
Donald Trump would be a bigger flight risk because you figure he'd get in his private jet and fly over to Russia.
And then, you know, claim asylum over there. But, you know, you notice that the scales of justice, you know, she actually has a blindfold on, and she is not supposed to know what your color is, how much wealth you have, and all of that stuff.
I mean, I think the judge could have set his bond at something so substantial that he would have had to have been like, if I don't come back to court, you know, I will
like they do here?
Yeah, I'll have nothing. But at first I was like, well, I can see no bail, but I wasn't thinking they were going to put the bail at 50 or 100 million. But if he can post 50 or 100 million, yeah, sure, set the bail that.
Like your purple tie, Paul.
What I have? Oh, somebody said that? Okay. I thought you were commenting that.
Donald Trump is like, no, I don't. Monique, I'm glad you like it because I don't like it. Then here's a question
for you,
Paul.
Tie?
Huh? I didn't say it was anything wrong. I just said I didn't like it, Paul. I didn't say it was anything wrong.
Yes, Monique. Single.
Yes, Renee. Single.
They try and set up a double date. I'll see what's going on.
Yeah, see
what time we getting out of here? 10 o'clock? Okay.
Yeah. I got up at 5:30 to get my hair cut this morning, so I can't. It's too late for me. I got to get to bed. Here you go, Monique.
Party
the
pooper.
men, women who sit on the bench aren't blindfolded. They should
She's
be.
right. She's right.
I mean, you're right. You're right. And I just that part. We are supposed to put everything about what P. Diddy, what we've seen about P. Diddy.
I'm gonna use that one in a trial, right?
What?
There. What she said.
What?
I'm gonna use that in a trial.
What?
The people who sit in this courtroom or on the bench aren't blindfolded.
Aren't blindfolded.
So you can't say justice is blind. But okay.
Don't piss off any judges, Paul.
I just think that's a good statement. I mean, we all carry our prejudices and biases with us, even us as lawyers.
No, don't. No, but anyway, the point I'm making is.
I mean,
that
you think P. Diddy, if he were, what was didn't Jeffrey Epstein get a bond?
Yeah, he got killed in jail too, for a reason, because he probably had too much information. And you think P. Diddy's at risk because he has too much information? I just think P. Diddy. Listen. Let's all be clear here.
He needs some jail time.
P. Diddy followed the roadmap that exists in Hollywood when you have money like that. Hugh Hefner did it for many, many years.
Cosby did it.
Well, Cosby did something on individual, but I'm just saying Hugh Hefner had these big. You know, it was a big deal to go out to Los Angeles and go to the Playboy Mansion.
Yeah, no. Did anybody ever see Hugh Hefner or take him to jail or anything? Did Hugh Hefner?
No, because that was sort of the norm back then. It was okay to do that stuff to women and treat women as trophies and stuff like that.
I think the issue with Hugh Hefner, though, I seriously believe this, and I don't know this to be true. I think the issue with Hugh Hefner is he would have never had to coerce anybody, because if he let the girl go, there'd be 10 more waiting in line to take her place. Yeah. He would have never had to coerce anybody.
Everybody wanted to be
Everybody wanted to be there and do his bidding. And, you know, you've never heard a story about Hugh Hefner selling girls to men or anything like it. Like, he wouldn't have had to do it.
But he did.
But you never hear the story. And he probably did.
You don't hear it because you don't watch it. I've seen it on.
He probably didn't have to. Like, why would Hugh Hefner need to give away his girls to anybody, and when they were, like, again, if the girls didn't want to do what he asked, he could drop them all and get 10 more the next day. Everybody wanted to be in that Playboy Mansion and be a playmate. So he wouldn't have had to course.
Wait a minute, hold on, Renee. I'm not in your age bracket. What do you think my age bracket is?
How old is Renee?
I don't know. Are you not 29, Renee? Yet? Good night, everyone. Oh, Renee. Oh, I asked you a question and all of a sudden it's good night. Okay. I am not in your age bracket, Carl. Listen, when you use that statement, you can quote me, Paul.
Okay.
We can't double date, Renee. We're not in their age bracket.
What? I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means either. But listen.
We were saying the minimum age.
Listen, before y'all go,
would be 39.
Renee and Monique, since y'all are the only ones talking. Before y'all go, let me just tell you this. We've got another story. We'll talk about. Are y'all familiar with this guy? I'm just going to say some things about this guy real quick, and then we're just going to leave it alone. Let me.
Guy running for.
Yeah, man, the guy that is running for governor in North Carolina.
Yeah, we talked about that.
This big dude here.
Why you keep calling him big dude?
Because he is big.
He ain't that big.
He's a big dude. He's a big dude. His name is Mark
Green Mile
Robinson.
Oh,
what do you mean Green Mile? His name is Mark Robinson. Oh, I'm not. Okay, I see. We're gonna put that up there, Renee.
Renee, he asked me what the minimum age, because we were talking about the sheriff and the judge who got into it. So he asked the minimum age, and I said 39. He said 29, but he ain't dating no 29-year-old. I can guarantee that. Drive him crazy. You ain't got the energy, Carl. You ain't got the energy for a 29-year-old girl. None of us do. I'm 53 years old. Carl is what? Carl is over 53. So nobody's looking for no.
I'm over 53,
child.
But why would you say that, Paul?
Your age?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not ashamed of my age.
All right, he's 63. Now,
I'm 63.
You're not?
No.
How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
Paul, you are never supposed to ask an attractive man his age.
What the hell? I'm asking you your age.
I know, but you're not supposed to ask an attractive man his age.
I know your age.
But anyway, listen, but this is about Mark Robinson, y'all. Let me just tell y'all about Mark Robinson, because this is the guy that's running for governor in North Carolina. And guess what we have discovered? Well, not we, but guess what? CNN has discovered that Mark Robinson, he's a controversial, socially conservative Republican nominee for governor of North Carolina. He has made a series of inflammatory comments on pornography websites, message board more than a decade ago, in which he referred to himself as a black Nazi and expressed support for reinstating slavery. And that was an investigation done by CNN.
A black Nazi.
A black
How does
Nazi.
that work? You can't be a black Nazi because Nazis don't like
Right,
black.
right,
well, go
absolutely. But here's this CNN story talks about, despite there being a history of anti-transgender rhetoric from Robinson, he said he enjoys watching transgender pornography. A review of archived messages by CNN found in which he also referred to himself as Perv. That's a nickname. Now, of course, he denies them. Is he's like, but so can you imagine it? But this is always the case, right?
Republicans.
Well, always the case with Republicans. They talk against, for instance, I don't know if you remember the Republican, rather attractive white male, young white male that
Got
was
caught
out
in
in
the
North
bathroom?
Carolina.
Oh.
No, he was in a wheelchair.
Okay.
But then it surfaced that he was having sex with a man in the bed. But he was elected
I
from a
remember.
conservative
What do you
district
think
in
of his
North
name?
Carolina.
He was a young guy.
A young guy. And so this always happens. They come out.
We hate gays. We hate gays.
We hate them, we hate them, we hate them.
But
And
I'm
then
gay.
find out that they're actually engaging in this conduct behind closed doors, or as they say, in the closet.
Is he the one that said he was talking about the Republican sex parties or something, and he spilled the beans on that?
Who? Mark Robinson?
The guy,
the white guy.
The guy in the
I don't know.
wheelchair.
I don't know. I just know that he didn't get reelected after that. Yeah, you're right.
The very people who are trying to keep us from acting out sexually are the ones.
There you
who,
go, Paul.
Monique, just tell me your age. You know. Thank you, Renee.
Perv watching. Yeah, wait a minute. A perv watching trans porn.
Right.
Yep. That's what we're talking about. I mean, this guy. I don't know. Y'all are not going to be able to read these messages, but these messages are when he start talking about. Look, he's talking about athletes. He's talking about Obama kids. He talks about all of this stuff. But at the end of the day, Paul, behind closed doors.
Yeah. Yes, behind closed doors, he's watching transgender porn, but he goes out on the.
What moisturizer are you using, Paul? I need it because.
What moisturizer am I using? I'm gonna tell you this.
Ultra Sheen.
No. Let me tell you something. I think this is real.
What was the curl gel back in the 80s?
Soul Glow.
Soul Glow.
Yeah. No. Let me tell you what somebody told me a long time ago. Well, not too long. Maybe 20 years ago. They told me that black people should not use soap on their face because soap dries out your skin. And I grew up to about 25 using soap on my skin, and my skin would have like a little white, and I had to put, lotions on it. They said black people should not use soap on their skin.
No, I mean, that's true.
I didn't know that.
That's true. You don't know.
I
the
don't use
reason
soap on
why?
my skin. No.
No, I don't use soap on my skin either. I
On
haven't used
my
soap
face.
I don't use soap on my skin at all. For years, I haven't used soap. And the reason is because soap is made from animals. Right.
Okay.
And so and our let me just tell you this. We don't have
Monique's
enough.
33. Tell her that's not too young.
Paul, I'm 33. Yeah, Paul said that's not too young. You mix it. Why is she? You cut the limit off at 39.
Shut up.
No, I'm just saying you did. Just your soul glow. Just let it shine.
Right. That's from a movie. That was from Coming to America.
Yeah, I just saw that movie again. But anyway, y'all. So here we go. This is what we're dealing with. But listen, it gets even better. We got Paul. Before we go, we have to talk about this one, right?
Do you have video for him?
No. We don't have video for Mark Robinson. But Mark Robinson, just go online. I'm not going to even give him the platform for that.
It's worth the look. Go out there and find this video. It's worth the look.
Here, before we go, we have to give you the worst video of all of last week. The worst video of all of last week. I want y'all to check this out.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
Look at her. She's just like, I can't believe this. She's just like, I cannot believe this.
In Springfield, They're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
Okay, Paul. All right, so that is your favorite.
No, my favorite is still when she almost said this. Motherfucker here. That's my favorite.
Get this. Now get this. And the president at the time invited the Taliban to Camp David, a place of storied significance for us as Americans, a place where we honor the importance of American diplomacy, where we invite and receive respected world leaders. And this former president
I don't care. She said it. She said it.
You think she said it under her breath?
They bleeped it out. They bleeped it out for TV. She said it. She said it. Raise your hand if you think she said it, and they bleeped it out. She said it.
Anyway, listen, she you know, so I'm just going to leave y'all with this. This idea of cats and dogs, of Haitians eating cats and dogs. I think everybody knows now that this man is just not fit to be president.
Well, here's the big issue is even if it was one or two cases where that actually happened, he's still painted the entire community as being that way. Just like if somebody said a black man committed a robbery and they said all the black people in Louisville are committing robberies. That's just dumb. That's just a dumb statement for him to even make and say the immigrants, they're all eating the pets. Just he has no ability to filter his words and understand that what he says to people as the president of the United States has an impact. And so what happened as a result of him saying all that? They had to shut down the schools. They had to shut down the schools because there were bomb threats on the schools where the Haitian immigrants were. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. You know, it's I don't know. I don't know. I just thought that was, anyway, Renee, we have to say goodbye to Renee. Renee, blessings to you and yours.
Good night.
Good night. Take care and good night to you. Yeah, but this is, I don't know what's going on in this country now. All I know,
tell Monique I'll see her later.
Monique, she wanted to say fire. Okay.
Is that word fire? Oh, fuck her.
She wanted to say yeah. Or that's
MF.
what Paul said.
She wanted to say MF. Yeah, she wanted to say
you and Paul think alike.
Because that's what everybody wanted to say. I wanted to say it for you. I wanted to fill in the blank. This motherfucker, say it, girl, say it.
Yeah. But anyway, they I don't know. I mean, the cats and dogs. I don't know what. Maybe we should just, Frankie. We lost Frankie Beverly, so maybe since we lost Frankie Beverly, we could have just had a picnic and served cats and dogs.
Shut up.
Something like that. I mean, it's just the most ridiculous thing. How long are we going to put up with this stuff? So listen. So I'm going to have a show before the election, and I'm going to invite as many MAGA people who want to come. And I'm just going to make it very clear to you all that whatever this Monopoly game is, I'm going to tell y'all, don't pass go, don't collect $200. This game is over. This game of eating cats and dogs, this game of the immigrants and blocking immigrants bill and saying this game of, I had somebody sent me, I had somebody send me, Paul, you wouldn't believe this. Somebody sent me a post, and it was a long post, and it was from a conservative site. And it said, Kamala Harris was born a boy. I swear to God.
I've heard that. I've seen that too.
And I saw that, and I said, okay, and I told him, I said, listen, I can't talk to you anymore. There is absolutely no. And you know what he said to me? He said, well, just give it time. He said, you're gonna. He said, right. He said, in time it's gonna come out.
It's always in time. In time, I'll show you my taxes.
Right.
In time, I'll have a plan for health care. Right. Just give me some more time, and I'll get the border fixed. It's always give them more time. That's the grift. Vote blue. And despite what Carl says about this being over, it's never over until November election is over.
No, I'm just gonna tell you.
Vote.
I'm gonna talk. Yeah, please vote. Please vote. But I'm gonna have a show before the election, and I'm just gonna point out. and I'm going to be as sincere as I possibly can. I'm going to be as sincere as I possibly can, just to point out that this oops, I'm messing up, ain't it? That this Kamala was Carl. No, Monique, she wasn't. But anyway, but that this whole thing that everybody's talking about and going through these stages with Donald Trump, looking at the truth and saying that's not really the truth, hearing the truth, like that's your wife. Oh no, that's not my wife. That's what CNN said. That's not really my wife. You know, this game is over. I mean, it's been a good ride. It was a good game to play. But you know, now Steve Harvey has come with the final card. Okay, he has doubled the money. It's it. You've gotten to Boardwalk. There is no real Park Place. There is no real Boardwalk. It's just a game. But this stuff is over, y'all. And all I'm going to say to you is that I'm going to point out all the little things that you've said over the 4 years. It's over. Immigrants are not coming into this country and killing people. Immigrants are coming into this country and they're working. You know, there's some bad apples. Everybody has some bad apples. You know, hell, the guy that they caught in Kentucky from I-75, I mean, he was an American.
Well, the two people who have tried to assassinate Trump,
well, they were Americans,
and they were
right wingers. Well, this last guy did donate to Act Blue, under $25,
right? Under $25, but
about 9 times.
But he voted for Trump and voted for Republicans, so that's their spiel. Well, he must be Democrat. No, he voted $25 to Democrats and voted for Trump.
So anyway, it's just a ridiculous thing, and I just find it.
This is what I think. I know this is a topic for another day, but I think the right wing's trying to assassinate Trump, so they can go ahead and use him as a martyr to start what they consider a civil war. And I'm going to leave it at that. They want him dead to use him as a martyr to start a civil war because that's what they want. He's been talking it up, saying it's going to be a bloodbath, you know, heads are going to roll, all this mess, and they want it to happen regardless. Right. So when they think he's losing, they'll kill him. The right-wingers will kill him so they can start it.
All right. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for joining us tonight. This has been Conscious Fever here on Ice Entertainment Television, Conscious Fever Radio. I'm Carl Price. Right beside me, this has been Paul Mullins. That's him right there.
Good night, everyone.
That's Paul
Renee
Mullins. So
and
good
Monique.
night, and we will return hopefully next week. We're gonna be back many times before
the election.
The election. So anyway, have a good time. Thank you. Makes sense, Paul. Trump's a martyr. I don't know. We have to evaluate Monique. Monique might be one of them.
No, she's saying. She's agreeing with what I said, which is
that
they're going to make him a martyr so that they have a cause if win or lose, so they have a reason to start a civil war.
Okay.
That's why the right-wingers are trying to kill him. The left-wingers don't want him dead. We want him in jail.
Right, because I was just trying to make sure that...
The Democrats don't want him dead. We want him in jail.
That's what you believe that... Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, but he's only running to stay out of jail.
Right, and we want to have him lose an election, put him in jail because we want to kill his idea. We don't want him dead. That'll make it worse, and they know that. That's why the right wingers are the ones trying to kill him. All right.
Anyway,
another topic, another day.
Another topic, another day. We're gonna let y'all go out with Imani again, as we did the times before. We'll see you next week.